Hello, New Beginnings. Welcome to week 18 of the Bible Challenge. Our Old Testament reading was from 2 Samuel, chapters 4 through 20. The book of 2 Samuel focuses on the life of King David. The theme is that disobedience brings judgment and obedience brings blessing. The book is divided into three parts. First are the triumphs of David. Second are the transgressions of David. And third are the troubles of David. It was nearly 15 years from the time that Samuel anointed David as a teenager until he became king. In chapter 4 of 2 Samuel, after years of running and hiding from Saul, we see that David is finally anointed king. At this time, the nation is divided. The kingdom of Israel is to the north and the kingdom of Judah to the south. Now David rules over Judah from Hebron for 7.5 years. Then he rules over all of Israel and Judah together from Jerusalem for 33 years. We read how David ran the Jebusites out of Jerusalem and took the city for God. And David brings the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, and he dances before the Lord with all his might. We read how he rules righteously over Israel, and he's good to all the people. Then David sins by taking a married woman, Bathsheba, and then trying to cover up the sin by killing her husband. He's confronted by Nathan the prophet. David repents of his sin, but as a result, sorrow and suffering follow David's family. In the last part of this week's Old Testament reading, David has trouble with his son Absalom, who takes the throne. David flees from the city, but then Absalom is killed in battle. David weeps over the loss of another son. But David is finally restored to the throne. Our New Testament reading was from Luke 18 through 21. Jesus tells several parables. He blesses the children. He foretells his death and resurrection. He heals a blind beggar. He visits Zacchaeus, a very short, very wealthy tax collector. But Jesus changes his heart, and he uses his wealth to bless others. Jesus tells the story of the faithful and unfaithful servants. He drives out the money changers and the merchants from the temple, saying, "The scripture declares, 'My temple shall be a house of prayer,' and you have made it a den of thieves." Well, the religious leaders question Jesus' authority. He responds with a question that confounds them. And he tells the parable of the vineyard owner, ending the story with the revelation of himself being the stone which the builders rejected, who would become the chief cornerstone. This is followed by more run-ins with the Sadducees and the Pharisees, who hated Jesus more and more. We see Jesus in David, ruler of the nation of Israel, the shepherd caring for his people Israel, the anointed king. But even David could not live a righteous life. He failed miserably. No one can live a righteous life. That's why Jesus came. Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He is the King of kings and Lord of lords. He is the righteous one in whom there is no sin. Jesus is our soon-coming King who will gather all of his people from throughout all the ages unto himself, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Well, I hope you keep up your reading, and until next time, remember, God is on his throne, his promises are true, the devil is a liar, and Jesus Christ is the victor.